announced today that it has nearly completed replacing eSIM cards for all 25 million users following a major data breach. The company began offering free replacements in April after a cyber attack exposed sensitive eSIM data. New subscriptions were suspended under government orders until replacements were finished. While full service has not yet resumed, SK Telecom began allowing new eSIM activations earlier this week. The breach is believed to have started in June 2022 when malware was planted on the company's servers. A government-led probe is ongoing with final findings expected later this month. SK officials say they remain cautious about fully reopening services. In local news, a new 500-bed medical complex will be built in Myeongji, western Busan. The city signed an agreement today with Dongguk University and partners to develop the Myeongji Integrated Medical Town, which will also include housing, shops, and a meditation center. Construction starts next year with completion set for 2033. Officials say it will help close the healthcare gap in the growing western region. The project marks Dongguk University's first major hospital in the Yeongnam region and is expected to become a key hub for wellness and urban living. Busan City announced that the Sujongsan Tunnel will become toll-free on April 19, 2027, as its 25-year private operation contract ends the day before. The tunnel linking Donggu and Busan Jingu districts has been a toll road since opening in 2002. The city says the current two-lane setup will stay the same, but plans are in place to ease traffic congestion once the toll is lifted. Public management will be split between the Busan Infrastructure Corporation and the Construction Safety Testing Office. In international news, a Chinese naval drill near Japan has raised concerns in Tokyo, prompting a formal protest to Beijing and a rare public disclosure of Chinese military movements. China's two aircraft carriers have been carrying out simultaneous drills in the Pacific in recent weeks, a move seen as unprecedented. Chinese fighter jets have performed hundreds of takeoffs and landings from the carriers, with some coming close to Japanese surveillance planes. Japan has expressed serious concerns to China over the incident. Beijing responded by saying its action complied with international law and accused Japan of engaging in dangerous moves. And now for today's weather. The current weather in Busan is clear with a temperature of 28 degrees Celsius. Conditions will gradually become more overcast and the monsoon season is expected to begin tomorrow. The temperature will average around 23 degrees Celsius this evening. And that wraps up this hour's news. Thank you for joining us. You're listening to BFM 부산 영어방송.
Your best choice. BEFM 부산 영어방송.
Coming up next is For Your Busan with Nick Greenwood. BFM 부산 영어방송.
1, 2, 3, 4.
There are 7 beautiful beaches in Busan. Passionate Busan citizens are in Busan. The history of Korea and its roots are in Busan. Delicious cuisine and exciting sights are here in Busan. So what other charms can be found in the city? Well, hello there everybody, my name is Nick, and welcome to For Your Busan. Let's kick things off with Fabulous by Taeyeon.
Darling, I'm a masterpiece of work of art. Hi, my name is Fabulous, your favorite star. Diamonds on my wrist, come give me a kiss. Yes, hi, my name is Fabulous, your
That was Fabulous by Taeyeon, welcoming you to For Your Busan this Thursday afternoon. How you doing? My name is Nick, and it's a lovely day today, so I'm very happy to be greeting you all. 매력 덩어리. No, we're not talking about me. 제 이야기는 아닙니다. We're talking about Busan. If you had to sum up Busan in one word, this expression could be considered quite fitting, right? I guess 매력 덩어리, you have to like a ball of charm, I guess, like a pile of charm. Doesn't sound as good in English, but the charm of Busan is overflowing. Because of this, the number of people wanting to visit Busan has been increasing every year. Now, the city of Busan announced that as of April this year, the number of foreign tourists visiting Busan had surpassed the 1 million mark. Now, this is the fastest growth since the announcement of foreign tourist numbers in 2014, and even compared to 2016, which had the highest number of foreign tourists. So, why are so many people visiting Busan? According to the results of a survey conducted by the Busan Tourism Organization targeting foreign tourists, food tourism ranked firmly in first place as the most satisfying activity for those visiting the city. And additionally, it seems that the expansion of marine tourism through cruise tourism marketing has been highly effective in attracting foreign visitors. Lastly, the role of the Visit Busan Pass, a tourist pass for foreigners that combines transportation, tourism, and discount benefits into one, can't be looked over either. So soon, Busan is expected to create more event-based products, like the Busan Fireworks Festival, to attract more foreign visitors for a variety of purposes. And we hope that even more people will be able to truly discover the charms of the city. So yeah, lots of tourists. I think I see it when I'm walking on the streets. Lots of people enjoying, you can tell who's a tourist and who lives here by they have that look in their eye. 눈빛이잖아요. They're kind of like got this sense of wonder about them and excitement that people who live here maybe don't have as much. But it's fantastic to see. And we've got lots of lovely people messaging in. We have Benny Nim saying 1등, eye up, Nick. Oh, what is it eye up? I like that. Does it mean like what's up? Is it Filipino? Is it Tagalog? I don't know. But hello, Benny Nim. Good to see you. Ang PD and all, happy Thursday. Jenny Nim as well. So, wow, 2등이에요. Well done, Jenny. You're quite early today. Good to see you. Also saying it's already Thursday. I feel there. I definitely feel you. This week has zipped by. Jinli Nim as well coming in at number 3. And also Sangmin Park Nim. Good to see you. Jenny Nim says 오늘도 감사히 잘 들을게요. Nick. 귀여운 앙피디님 하트 뿅뿅뿅. Thank you, Jenny Nim. Thank you for your lovely 인사. And 앙피디 also did a shy giggle. I think she likes that. Anyone else coming in, don't be afraid to come and say hello in any way you want. Jinli Nim saying 안남미, Nick. What's 안남미? I'm thinking of like 남 미국 아닌가요? 안남미가 뭐예요? You don't. Okay. I have no idea what it's got to be 약자인가 본데요. What is it? 안 남미. 안녕하세요. 남자 미인이시네요. 미남이시네요. I don't know what you're trying to say, Jinli Nim. Please translate that for us. And anyways, Oration Nim as well saying 안녕하세요. 포열부산 아잉 너무 즐거워. 아잉 너무 신나. 아잉. Why are you making me read that? Why are you making Oration Nim? I have to read stuff like that, so I'm glad you're in a good mood, Oration Nim. Jinli Nim, she translated 안 꾸며도 남 홀리는 미남, 미녀, 미모. Okay, so it's a good thing. Good looking without trying, I guess. That's very kind of you. Dana M. Nim saying, I'm on time today, DJ Nick. You are on time. Yeah, you're about 5 weeks late, but it's good to see you, Dana M. Nim. I hope you've been well these days. Okay, Benny Nim said that eye up is a Yorkshire greeting, meaning hello or hi. How did I not know that? Yorkshire is in England. I've never heard eye up. That's good to know. I've never met someone from Yorkshire, I don't think. If I do, I'll try and use the word or the phrase eye up. Thank you for letting me know, Benny Nim. Jenny Nim also telling me as well what it means. 안남미. I'm going to remember that. Thank you very much. Anyone else, if you want to message in but you don't quite know what to say, you can answer today's text topic. 네, 오늘의 텍스트 토픽은요. 부산 하면 생각나는 한 단어는 무엇인지 알려주세요. 바다, 여름, 관광지, 해운대, 영도, 피난민, 야구, 돼지국밥, 광안대교, 사투리 등등등. 알려주세요. What is something that comes to mind? One word that comes to mind when you think of Busan. Right? What represents the city of Busan most to you in your mind? 부산 하면 생각나는 한 단어는 알려주세요. Let me know to pound 9050 sharp 9050 to cost you 101 a KakaoTalk message or a YouTube live comment. Bennynim says he has a friend who is from Yorkshire Doncaster. Wow. That's really far away from where I live. I'm from the south of England, closer to London. That's up north somewhere I dare not venture to. I'm sure it's a nice place. I've just never been that far up north in England. Anyway, I'm going to let you know what's coming up in today's show. We're going to have Busan Times, where we catch up on the day's top stories in Busan with news anchor Claire Kim. Nick's Deep Dive, where I share my thoughts about everything in the world. Buglish's Challenge, a quiz segment where locals use their own version of Busan English to help us in a quiz. And then in the second half, we're going to have On the Mic, stories of Busan locals encountered on the streets of the city. Busan Quizmaster, of course, will be here. A daily interactive quiz time with a prize. And then to close things off later on is We Are Family in Busan, where Matthew comes in and gives us stories from his multicultural family life. So there's a lot going on today, as you heard. So don't forget to send your messages in, get involved wherever you can. And we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere because Busan Times is coming up next.
Stay connected to Busan's rhythm with For Your Busan, airing daily from 4:05 to 6 p.m. Blending your friends' voices with the latest information and news from our vibrant city.
Hello there and welcome back to For Your Busan. It is 4:16 in the afternoon and joining me on this lovely Thursday is Claire. Hello.
Hi, good afternoon.
How are you on this very nice Thursday?
Sunny.
Yeah, it is a sunny day. It's nice, very nice.
It's very nice, yes.
Yeah, I do enjoy a sunny day or two. Doing good, doing well?
Yes.
Beating the heat?
How are you?
I'm doing well.
Well, that's good.
No complaints. I wonder, are Australians similar to British people where if you go, how you doing? Yeah, I'm alright, you?
I'm alright, yeah.
Just really casual. Don't tell them how you're really feeling.
Just say good day,
Good day.
You can see that.
Good day,
You can
good
see
day.
from there.
Oh, so Australian, of course, the typical greeting is good day. Good day, mate.
Good day, mate.
We change it in England, so like we say, you're right, mate.
Oh, yeah.
You're right, mate. You're right, mate. How's it going? Good. Go away. Anyway, I want to ask you today's text topic. You are originally from Busan.
Yes.
So 부산 하면 생각나는 단어는 무엇인지 알려주세요. 딱 한 개만요. One word to describe. I'll help you. 상윤님 said home. Maybe
True.
for you. But you got to say something different now.
I would say 정.
정. You don't find 정 in any other city in Korea.
No, because Busan often come across as like a tough,
Yeah.
bit strong
Oh.
because of the 사투리.
So they're like
But
chindere.
you know, in that there's very warm, like
You know what? That's
personality in
true.
there, yeah.
I know what you mean because the other day we had someone to 수리해 our
yeah.
electricity the other day, and he had a very, I don't want to say like 투박한 kind of like 말투. It was very strong.
Yes.
And but I knew, like, if I had never lived in Busan, I would think he's thinking I'm stupid. 'Cause he's like,
Oh, he's angry.
and I'm like, whoa, chill, dude. But it's the way he was speaking.
Caring.
He was such a friendly guy, and he was doing everything so in depth for us. Even though it sounded like he was patronizing me,
Yes.
he was really
Sounds
doing
like
his
it.
best, which was great. And it's something you have to get used to.
That's why it sounds a bit maybe strong
Yeah,
or a bit aggressive sometimes.
for sure.
But
Sometimes you have to just like consciously think, no, it's just the way it is.
That's how they are.
Especially the slightly older generation,
Yes,
for sure.
yes.
Yeah. Anyway, there's lots of good things. People are coming up with a variety of answers.
surely.
김나원님 saying 해운대. Actually, when I first came to Busan, I got the bus from Ulsan to Haeundae. So I think of Haeundae automatically.
The first.
It's not my
stop.
favorite part of it.
The first stop.
But it's the first stop, so it's quite significant. Yeah. Anyway, you're here for Busan Times, where we talk about stuff that is going on around the city.
Yes.
What are we doing? What's happening as rainy season begins?
So Busan is officially entering emergency readiness mode ahead of the monsoon. Yesterday at 5 p.m., city officials held a special flood response strategy meeting at City Hall's Disaster and Safety Countermeasure headquarters. It was chaired by Deputy Mayor Ijuno동ja and brought together representatives from 16 district offices, city departments, the fire and police departments, and infrastructure agencies.
Sounds serious. What are the key takeaways?
The city is shifting into a total response posture, and the focus is clearly on saving lives and minimizing risk. They're prioritizing, first, identifying and inspecting all flood-prone areas and high-risk zones. Second, reinforcing early evacuation protocols, especially for neighborhoods with aging infrastructure. Third, installing additional surveillance camera units, over 330 new ones, to monitor flood hotspots in real time.
Wow.
And it doesn't stop there.
Wow. So what kind of things like manholes or underground spaces? Because those always worry people when it floods.
Absolutely, especially after that tragic manhole accident last week. On June 14th, a person fell through an uncovered manhole during heavy rain in Yeonjaegu district. That manhole was installed before safety barriers became mandatory in 2022. In response, the city launched a full inspection of more than 11,000 manholes citywide that lack fall prevention systems. They plan to complete installation of safety barriers by year end.
So that's a major job. And what's the evacuation plan like?
So the city already identifies 784 vulnerable residents, elderly, including elderly, disabled, or those living alone, and pre-designated civil servants and civilian volunteers to assist with evacuation. On top of that, evacuation manuals are now in place for underground roads, riverside paths, and low-lying areas.
So they're taking early action seriously.
They are, and they pointed to a textbook example. On the same day as the manhole incident, Donggu District preemptively evacuated 30 residents from old apartment buildings in the early morning hours. No injuries, no damage, and the city wants every district to follow that proactive model.
That's encouraging to hear. And I imagine infrastructure checks are also part of the plan.
Yes, since earlier this year, Busan has completed safety checks on 317 large construction sites, 660 landslide-prone areas, 360 low-lying flood zones, installation of 414 emergency shelters, 78 flood barriers, and 21 underground evacuation paths, and even the removal of temporary flood-prone structures like dams and scaffolding ahead of the rains.
So the message is they're not just waiting for the rain to fall, they're getting ahead of it.
Exactly, and Deputy Mayor Lee said it best, with climate patterns becoming more extreme, we can no longer prepare based on past norms. The goal is to expect the unexpected and prepare accordingly.
Fantastic stuff. We're going to move on to the second point. Actually, Jinli님 just sent a message about the 사투리. She said, 클레님, 제가 하려던 말 다 하셨어요. 해운대 정사투리. 부산하면 바다인데 해운대를 비롯 이 7개 바다 주변을 두루두루 발전시키는 부산 잘하네요. Okay. I guess 해운대 has a specific 정 about
That's
it.
I don't know. That's
Does it have its own 사투리?
that's
해운대
about
사투리.
해운대. I think
Okay.
it's 해운대.
해운대 정사. Oh, 해운대 slash 정 slash. I thought it was 해운대 정사투리. What is 해운대 정사투리? It's got to be a new type of 사투리 there. Anyway, let's move on to part 2. Let's switch gears from flood prep to public transport perks. Busan's getting a digital upgrade.
Yes, starting July 1st, Busan is launching the mobile Dongbek Pass, making it easier than ever to receive transportation refunds using just your smartphones.
So you no longer need a physical transit card.
Right, if you have a Samsung phone, you can now register your Dongbekjeon transit card directly in Samsung Wallet. From there, you'll get all the same monthly fare refund benefits up to 45,000 won back if you spend over that amount on public transit.
Now that's a nice chunk of change back in your account. Do people need to choose between mobile and physical cards?
Nope, you can use both and the system will automatically calculate your refund based on which one you use more. For example, if you use mobile card usage is 55,000 won and your physical card is only 45,000 won, your refund will be based on the higher amount automatically.
And which cards are eligible?
At launch, the mobile service supports Busan Bank BC Card and Hana Card with Nonghyup BC Card joining in October. Existing users can switch to mobile by registering their cards in the app. New users can sign up via bank branches or the Dongbekjeon mobile app.
Okay, and has Dongbek Pass been successful so far?
Very much so. As of May 2025, this year, over 700,000 people are registered. When it launched in 2023, it was the first integrated refund system of its kind. Since then, Busan added a youth Dongbek Pass and K-Pass for longer commutes and expanded access through various age groups.
And it's not just about the money, right? It's changing how people get around.
Right, and the numbers speak for themselves. Last year, 2.7 million people used the Dongbek Pass, getting an average monthly refund of 28,400 won. Altogether, that's over 77.5 billion won refunded. And it's not just about the savings. Public transit use in Busan rose from about 42% to almost 45% in 2 years. So more people are actually choosing buses and subways thanks to this program.
That's awesome. So not only are people saving money, they're also shifting toward greener commuting habits, which is a win-win.
You got it right. With Busan's big data-driven bus network redesign happening in July, the goal is to make public transit more user-friendly, cost-effective, and seamless.
Great stuff. I think this is great news. A bit of saving for using public transportation. Raration님 saying, 와, 동백 패스 신박한 시스템이네요. 이 절약도 되고 편리한 교통 결제 수단이군요.
Exactly.
For sure. I think Raration님 is really good at summarizing. He's a summarizer. Yeah, 요약 요정.
문과?
I think that's and he did it a bit earlier too, which I forgot to read. He was like, "와, 부산에 비가 그렇게 많이 왔나요?" I was like, "Yes,
Not
it did."
yet.
Not yet. It did on the weekend, and it will
yes.
soon. I appreciate your messages, though. Jinli-님 is also welcoming people calling 고수님 안남미. 아니 모든 사람이 안남미라면 특별하지 않잖아요. It's not special. Do you know what 안남미 means? 안 꾸며도 what is it? 무슨 something 홀릭. 남 홀리는 미녀, 미남.
Oh,
Is that it? Yeah.
the literally annammi, Vietnam style.
Oh, is that what it is? I did not know it was Vietnamese rice. There's that one too. Hey, I like that one too. That's good. Anyway, let's move on to our next one. The last up is drivers. This is for drivers out there. There is some future forward tunnel news.
Yes, and it's a big one. Starting April 19th, 2027, the Sujongsan Tunnel, which connects Jachon-dong in Donggu District to Gaya-dong in Busan Jingu District, will become completely toll-free.
No more paying to pass through.
Nope. The tunnel has operated as a privately funded toll road since 2002, but the city's 25-year contract with the private operator ends on April 18th, 2027, the day before. The very next day, Busan takes over and makes it free.
That's good. If they're actually going to honor this, because in England there is a big bridge called like the Queen Elizabeth Bridge. It's between my hometown and London. It was built in the 90s, and they said when it gets to the year 2000, the debt is paid off and it'll be free. 2025, they're still charging for it. They never made it free. So we're going to hold you to this one,
Who
Busan.
brushed that off?
Exactly. People are still paying the toll. It's a big bridge too. But who's going to manage it after this?
So everyday operations will be handled by the Busan Infrastructure Corporation, and legal safety management will be overseen by the Construction Safety Testing Office.
What about traffic increases? Going toll-free could cause some congestion.
So the city is already on it. Officials expect a temporary rise in traffic, so they're planning first traffic signal optimization, second intersection redesigns, and lastly, and possibly minor road structure changes based on a current usage study. They concluded the 2-lane per direction setup is still sufficient, so no major expansion is needed.
Great, it's a win for commuters.
Definitely, Mayor Park Kyung-jun said this change would ease financial pressure for drivers and improve access along one of Busan's key east-west corridors. It's part of the broader push for mobility equity in the city.
Great. So whether you're dodging the downpour, getting cash back from your commute, or planning ahead for toll-free drives, Busan is rolling out a lot this summer.
Exactly, and even if today feels calm, the monsoon starts tomorrow, so double-check your umbrellas, download their mobile pass if you're a commuter, and stay tuned for more city updates right here.
Tomorrow. I mean, I hope it's a fairly light monsoon, but still.
I hope so.
I hope so. Thank you so much, Claire. Always a pleasure, and I'll catch you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Okay, everyone, we're going to take a song break, and we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. This is Sour Candy by Woods.
이 감정은 뭘까 또 무슨 말을 할까 왜 눈을 감아 너 You got me like 떠올리는 남자 뭐 우린 너무 가까워 Oh my God Oh baby 너가 날 보면 떨려와 너가 미소 지으면 날 보며 다가와 볼에 입 맞추면 난 또 Close my eyes, breathe in, breathe out. 어떻게 나 완전 be addicted to your love. Oh baby, 너가 날 보면 떨려와. 너가 미소 지으면 날 보며 다가와. 볼에 입 맞추면 난 또 dive into sour candy pool. 깊이 잠수. Close my eyes, breathe in, breathe out. 어떻게 나 완전 be addicted to love. 1, 2, 3 and close my eyes, breathe in, breathe out. 어떻게 나 완전 be addicted to love. Yeah. 너가 쿵하면 나는 짝 우린 박수 누가 봐도 부러워할 type. Yeah. Don't tell 'em, don't tell 'em, don't tell 'em 우리끼리만 하고 있는 sign. 내게 윙하면 나도 윙 주고받아 딥 나내고 휙 하고 보면 휙 나도 보내 휙 우린 너무 달아 sweet 너무 달아 sweet 아무도 우리 못 찾게 다시
네개 탐구생활. As we go through life, there are times when we may find ourselves in dangerous situations. This is because we live without knowing what the future holds. Therefore, it's important to know how to prepare for any danger that may arise. This is especially true when it comes to matters of life and death. If our life or someone else's is in danger, what actions can we take to save it? One of the most common and effective methods is CPR. In particular, when a person experiences sudden cardiac arrest, statistics show that if a bystander performs CPR, the survival rate is 2.2 times higher and the rate of brain function recovery is 3.2 times higher than if CPR is not performed. This is precisely why we should learn CPR to help those around us. Fortunately, CPR training is now being provided in schools. As a result, more and more people are stepping in to save lives in emergencies in their communities by performing CPR. According to the Korea Disease Control and Prevention Agency, as of 2024, the rate at which the general public performs CPR is 30.2%. This figure has been steadily increasing since 2022. Stories of people who were saved by CPR performed by those nearby occasionally appear in the news. CPR can be a life-saving act that makes the difference between life and death, and it's not difficult to learn. How about getting CPR training to be prepared to help someone in need? CPR is incredibly useful and important, and it's free. I did it a year or so ago through the Red Cross Foundation. It's a charity, so I'll say that. But yeah, it was free, didn't cost anything, and I learned some really valuable skills. And you have to keep learning it, because if you don't use it, hopefully you never have to use it. But if you don't use it, you start to forget it. So it's good to get refreshers. But that's great. It's fantastic news that more and more people are learning this invaluable skill. Okay. Well, everyone, the time is now 4:34 in the afternoon. How are you doing? It's Thursday. It is very nice today. The news that 장마철 or the 장마 is coming right around the corner tomorrow is kind of having me brace for the weather about to change. So I'm going to enjoy it like this while I can. In the meantime, today's quiz question is asking you what word comes to mind when you think of 부산. 네, 오늘의 텍스트 토픽은요. 부산하면 생각나는 한 단어는 알려주세요. 뭐 바다, 여름, 해운대, 영도, 피난민, 야구, 광안대교, 사투리 등등등. 무엇인지 알려주세요. We've got some messages coming in. Let's have a look here. Benny님 says, one word for me is 바다 and 국밥. That's two words, Benny님, but I'll accept both. So sea and 국밥, which is good. I think those are very synonymous with the city of Busan. Earlier I mentioned 상윤님 said home, 김나원님 said 해운대. Jenny-님 saying topic answer, dynamic Busan. I guess you've been out of the city for a few years, Jenny-님, because it's changed. I liked dynamic Busan as well. I thought it was really cool, because all through the country you've got like, what is it? Powerful Daegu. Something wise Wonju or something, I can't remember that one. But I liked dynamic Busan, but it's different now. So when you come back, you'll be in for a reverse culture shock. Dana M. Nim saying Busan equals 광안리. 광안리 is definitely one of the top things I think about. But then also saying, I feel shy to say this, but I don't know if 광안리 and 해운대 are two places apart. So I guess you're not from Busan then. Maybe people who are from Seoul, they just associate, 해운대, 광안리, it's all just one big beach. They're very different. They're not far away, but they're different. They've got very different vibes. You should experience them whenever you can. We've also got people talking about different kinds of rice. That's quite random. Australian rice, Vietnamese rice, Korean rice. All rice is good. You know what? I would say there is no rice that is better than the other, but there is rice that is good for the food. So if you try eating like kimchi, banchan, gogi with Indian rice, it's going to be a bit weird, right? But at the same time, I've had Indian curry, and when I don't have any long grain rice, I've eaten it with Korean rice, and it was not good. It was too thick and starchy. So different rice is for different types of food, which is definitely true, I think. All rice, we shouldn't discriminate. All rice is good. We have Chaesung-nim as well coming in saying hello. Hello, Chaesung-nim. And Parang-nim as well. Good to see you after a while. saying 부산하면 부산영어방송이죠. 정답이죠. 정답이에요. 제일 먼저 생각나죠. That's very nice to hear, Parang-nim. I like that answer. Okay. Keep sending your messages in for your Busan. 인류의 충전소님 as well. Welcome to the show. Saying 부산하면 생각나는 단어 국밥입니다. City of 국밥. It's the city of 돼지국밥, right? I don't know if is it the city of all 국밥 or just 돼지국밥? 돼지국밥이죠. I think 국밥 is quite 전국이죠. It's like all over the country, I think. 수덕선님, welcome to the show, saying 해수욕장 Busan is good for sure. Ray also asking, 닉은 평소에 공깃밥 자주 드시나요? 자주 먹어요. I like rice generally more than noodles. Like if somebody said, do you want rice with this food or do you want noodles with this food? Probably choose rice, I think. Well, it depends on how you're feeling, doesn't it? Hello, Drift Monkey Nim, welcome to the show. And also Juliet Nim saying, hello, everybody. Always too kind, handsome Ning Nim. And PD Nim, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Juliet Nim. And welcome to the show. All right, everyone, coming up next, we do have our next segment, which is 부글리쉬 Challenge. Before that, though, this is a song, Don't Say No, by 서현. Welcome back, everyone, to For Your Busan. It is 4:41 in the afternoon on a lovely Thursday, and joining me is Effie. Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon.
You're missing your owner today. Where's your owner? Where's Kumi?
She's staying home.
Yeah.
She's probably asleep.
Princess
right now.
is relaxing in the castle.
Yeah, I'm her servant, so I should work for her.
That's a good answer, I think. How are you? How have you had a good week?
Yes, it's going well. I mean, it's pretty hot, so I feel a bit lethargic, like lacking of energy. But then, well, probably it's time to have some chicken soup.
삼계탕? Oh, when is 초복? When is that?
I'm not sure, but it's coming soon.
It's coming soon. Do you follow like what is it? 초복, 중복, 말복? You just
Not
eat it whenever
really.
you want.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I'm living my own time.
That's good. You know, I've personally never, not believed, but like it's never felt good for me to do 이열치열. Like if it's hot, I don't want to eat hot food. I want to eat an ice cream. You know?
For sure, same here for
But
me.
samgyetang sounds appealing to you.
I love that food. It's one of my favorite foods.
It is good. I would prefer in the winter, I think, though.
Oh yeah, it's good.
Anytime is good. Yeah, it's good. Yeah. Anyway, before we dive in, I want to ask you the text topic. 부산하면 생각나는 단어.
So I earlier saw that one. I was thinking about that one. I would say
samgyetang.
no way. I was thinking this blue breeze covering mountains.
Blueberries covering mountains, like the fruit blueberry or the color.
Breeze. What I mean.
Oh,
breeze.
blue breeze.
Breeze.
Ah, breeze.
Breeze.
Oh, like the mountain
Blue
air.
breeze
Blue breeze.
covering mountains.
That sounds very poetic. That is very.
Breeze doesn't have color, but then here in Busan we have beaches.
Yes, which are blue. That's very poetic. You know, you're taking lots of hints from your people that you get recordings from. They're very poetic these days, which I like.
They're trying to become more poetic.
Okay.
It's good to always try to become more creative as we get older.
I agree. That's totally true. That's totally true. And we're about to listen to that creativity.
Yes, for sure.
This is where we listen to the audio hints of Busan citizens and we have to guess what they are saying.
Yes, there will be weekly theme and then there will be 3 people with 3 hints and then sometimes become very much poetic and mysterious.
What is the theme today?
This week it's going to be things that change shape.
Okay, this seems less like a riddle. It seems more matter
Much
of
less
fact.
riddly.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
Stretch, crumble, melt, twist. These things never stay in the same shape for a long time.
Okay, everyone, that is the theme. Things that change shape. They always morphing.
Versatile.
Yes, they're morphing into different things. Versatile. All right then, let's listen to the first hint of the first person.
Let's go.
Hello, my name is Ryan. It's not alive. It's often clear or transparent.
Okay,
It's not alive. It's often clear or transparent.
I know.
You know already?
I think I know. No, it's always I think I know. And then
Always
90% of the
wrong.
time I'm wrong. But I think I know. So
Then don't say that.
I won't say it if
Don't
I think I know.
rebel it.
Okay. But I had to think about it for a second.
Don't give any hints away.
Okay. So it's not alive. Usually when you think of things that change, you think of like a butterfly that does like 탈바꿈, right? Like kind of just like morphs into from a caterpillar to a butterfly.
Yes.
But this is not alive. But it's clear.
Transparent.
All right, let's listen to hint number 2.
It's easy to make. It can make roads dangerous.
It's easy to make.
It's easy to make for sure. It's easy to make. Super easy to make.
Super easy to
Everybody
make.
can make it.
Can we? With nothing?
We need something.
We need something.
We need some help. Help
Okay.
of technologies.
Right. And also it makes roads dangerous. 용상 씨 제발 좀님 says dead jellyfish. 죽은 해파리. You know what? That would make roads very dangerous. You put that on the road,
Have
the
you
cars are going to
seen that?
slide everywhere.
Is that even possible?
I've seen them at the beach.
Ah.
They're scary.
But then they're gonna be super dried.
They're quite mushy and jelly. They're like jelly. Well, they're jellyfish, right?
Yeah.
Aren't they? So, yeah. We had some messages coming in. I'll read what I think is the wrong answers.
Oh yeah, cool.
We had 인류의 충전소님 saying 물. Is that wrong? Nearly wrong. Basically wrong.
Basically wrong.
Rarationim saying 삼겹살. You put that on the road, it is dangerous because it's a waste of money and people will be very angry.
People will be watering.
People will be crying. Yeah. All right, then. We've got a lot. We'll listen to hint number 3
Sure.
and then I'll read some answers out.
Yeah, cool.
All right.
You can hold it in your hand, but not for long. It's born from water and returns to it.
You can hold it in your hand, but not for long, and it returns to water.
It was born from water and returns it.
Oh, I like that. It's very almost biblical, right? It
Biblical.
returned to where it came from, in a way. We have Drift Monkey Nim saying 물 as well. But everyone else
It's a different form.
Too many names. I'm not going to read them all. 고수님 says 우리 집 냉동실에 있는 얼음.
And then anyone else?
And everyone else said autumn. Lots of people said autumn. Yeah, it was ice,
easy,
of course.
Woozy.
That was an easy start, I
Good
think.
to start with, I would
Yeah.
definitely say.
But I think that's good because the last 2 weeks have been pretty tough.
Yes, sometimes good to go with a bit smooth and easy.
Right. Driftmonkey said ice cream.
Ice cream.
No, it's not. It's made of ice.
And
No, it's not.
cream.
And cream.
And so on.
I think is it made of ice or is it just made
No,
of cream?
I don't think so.
Just
It's
cold cream.
Mostly cream.
Okay. I've never made ice cream. All right then. That was
Let's
number
move
1. Starting off easy.
Yeah, let's move on to the second one.
Let's do it.
It was first made in New Jersey, United States. When making it, we repeat the pulling process to add air.
It was first made in the United States in New Jersey,
New Jersey.
which is right next to New York.
And then when making it, we repeat the pulling process to add water. Oh, sorry, air. Not water.
Was that a hint?
No, air.
Okay.
No, air.
So the folding process. I'm thinking of like
Pulling process.
I'm
You need
thinking.
to.
I'm thinking. Are you sure it was
That's
New
right.
Jersey? Is it not Italy?
According to him.
According to him.
We're not talking about fact checks here.
I don't know. I think some Italians would be very angry if they heard this. It'd be like saying Korean food is from
Maybe
another
you're
country.
getting guessing
Maybe I'm
another
guessing the
one.
wrong thing.
Yeah.
All right. Drift Monkey Nim saying glass. Ooh,
Glass.
that's
Oh yeah, good
like glass blowers.
good
are
wrong answer. Very
they-
nice answer.
Very pretty. Very pretty. Okay.
Anyone saying any interesting
So
answers?
Jenny Nim saying air balloon.
Air balloon.
풍선. Or
Good
do you mean a
guess.
hot air balloon? I don't know.
Hot air balloon.
Drift Monkey Nim saying dough.
Dough.
Dough like 반죽. right?
No.
Okay.
Not dough. Good guess though. Getting closer.
All right. Let's listen to the next hint.
It has a variety of colors. Sugar, cooking oil, salt are used to make it.
Okay, that's good because I thought it was pizza. I thought it was pizza, but then when he said sugar, I was like, wait a minute, no,
That's why it's
that can't
not
be
from
it. Yeah, that can't be
Italy.
it. Yeah, Drift Monkey was thinking pizza dough as well. All right then, okay, because
It's
when you
with
think
sugar.
with sugar, when you're
Sugar,
folding,
cooking oil,
pulling,
and salt and used to make it.
New Jersey. All right.
It's going to be kind of sweet thing.
Roshanim says 부탄가스. can you fold 부탄가스?
Where did it come from?
All right. Roshanim also saying 식용유.
We need cooking oil or some kind of oil to make it, but
In
sugar, oil, salt.
It sounds like, was it like 달고나 or something?
Getting closer.
달고나, isn't it? I don't.
Getting closer.
Okay, let's listen to the next hint.
It has a soft and chewy feel. It has strawberry, vanilla, and mint flavors.
So it's not
Flavor.
달고나. It's not 달고나.
It's more like Western version of it. There's probably only one.
Is
thing
it
to-
fluffy?
Fluffy?
솜사탕 아니죠?
I don't think so.
Okay.
It starts with T.
Tea. Oh, I know, and this is something I've never really ate much of. I think I've tried it before.
Same here. Not a big fan of
Not
it.
a big fan. Okay, and it's really chewy.
Really.
Really chewy. Okay, 고수님 says baguette.
No, starting with T.
Jenny님 says donut. This is before you said the tea thing. 수덕손님 says sweet things.
Sweet
It
thing.
begins with
yes.
T. Okay.
Starting with T. T-A. The
I
first
guess
two letters.
in Korean, the answer would be. Can I say the Korean one? Because it's different. Yot, right?
Oh, yeah.
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 So what's the English version of that?
T-A, starting with two letters. T-A.
There you go. All right, let's listen to the next one. Oh, that was the last one. Okay. No guesses, anyone. 조현철님 also saying 도넛인가요? Not quite.
Something similar to yacht.
Okay,
Nice.
Drift Monkey님.
Saying
Taffy.
taffy.
Yay! Oh, Chaesu님 said tiramisu. That begins with T. That's
Tiramisu.
good.
Oh, yeah.
Such a foreign word. Yeah, taffy is a very
Taffy.
USA word, I think. It's a
What
very
about-
American word.
What about in the United
We
Kingdom?
don't really have taffy.
Oh, you don't
I never
really-
ate. I never grew up eating. I only knew about taffy from watching American movies.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
hey, I got some taffy. You want some taffy? I'm like,
With
no.
that British accent?
Yeah, well, that was my American accent. You want some taffy?
That's your American accent?
Yeah, no, I'm okay. I mean, I'm sure it's quite nice. Anyway, actually, I like the Korean one. It's very, very sweet.
Oh, you like it.
Just 맛있어요. It's
What
very,
about
it's very
like
good.
달고나 then? You like that one too?
I will eat it. But for me, honestly, because I didn't grow up in Korea, I don't have the truck of making it. So whenever people are like, oh, let's make some 달고나, I'm like, 괜찮아. 그럼 just 그냥 먹자. I don't have that memory, but a lot of my Korean friends, they do, so they like that process.
Have you ever tried this, what do you call it, 달고나 latte?
No,
That
I'm
one
not.
was pretty good.
Is it good?
I kind of
Is it not too sweet?
It was very sweet.
Sweet, okay. If you fancy something sweet, maybe if you're 당 떨어졌을 때, maybe you can have that.
Running out of sugar, right?
Yeah. All right then, let's move on to our last one.
Yep.
Most people have played with it at least once. It changes depending on the water.
So most people have played with it at least once, and
It changes the form depending on the amount of water.
so it's something that goes into the water.
Not really.
Okay, I don't know.
Play with it.
Oh, play with it. Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Is it at the beach? All right, let's listen to hit number two.
Yeah.
Hit number two.
It transforms in your hands. Fire gives it strength.
Strength.
Yeah.
But I want a specific word. Maybe what you're gonna tell me, it's not the word that I'm looking for.
I'm thinking of a word beginning with S.
Oh no.
It's not sand?
Oh no.
What?
Another word. There's something similar to it.
Really? What's a word similar to sand that is not
I mean,
the
not
word sand?
the word itself, the meaning of it.
Yongsan
form of
Yongsan-shi
it.
says sand castle.
Sandcastle? No, it's not about. It's about something like sand, but it's not necessarily exactly the same.
Okay, next hint. Next hint.
As time goes by, it becomes fixed. Most people make a bowl out of this.
Now obvious.
And just before that came on, we had a few people saying 3 answers. They're different, but they all sound correct.
What are they?
Okay, Ilua Chungjeon said clay, Jenny-nim said mud, Julia-nim said dirt. And they all kind of similar in a way. It's got to be one of those.
One of those. Which one? would
Which
you
one is
choose?
it? Take a guess, everyone. Is it clay, mud, or dirt? Choose one. Ilua-nim saying slime.
Slime. What did you say? Which one?
I
do you
would have
think
said... I would go with Ilua Chungjeon saying clay. Because you make clay pots.
Yes. Yes.
Is
you're
it?
right. It is.
Give us the ding. Yeah. Way.
Clay.
It was clay.
Yes.
Well done, Olivia Chungjeon. And that was
nice.
clay. But mud and dirt is kind of similar.
They're all
for sure.
the same.
Yeah.
Coming
We did
from
have
the
one
same-
more hint, didn't we? Oh no.
No,
Was that
no.
Well, perfect. That was pretty good. I like it got much more difficult. I like the increase in 난이도 towards the end.
But from time to time, for somehow our new audience, it's good to go a bit easy boozy, I guess.
For sure. I like that. Easy boozy is the way. Yeah. Effie, thank you so much for this lovely challenge, Buglisi challenge, and I'll see you next week.
Thank you for enjoying.
Bye-bye. All right, we're not going to take a song break because we finished too late, everyone, which is a good thing. You know, time flies when you're having fun. But we do have to take a quick break until the second half. Don't go anywhere.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Your bridge to the world. BEFM 부산 영어방송.
따로 사는 가족을 위해 가족가라 KT 따로 살아도 가족이니까 인터넷, TV, 부모님 댁과 결합하고 추가 할인 받으세요. KT 따로 살아도 가족 결합. 추가 할인이 궁금하다면 KT 매장 또는 100번.
From Busan to the world, feel the power of Korean culture. Now, Busan is ready to play a song that will touch hearts around the world together with global fans.
어쩌다 고작한 마음도 못
문화와 바다가 만나는 도시 부산. 열정과 희망이 가득한 글로벌 관광 허브 도시 부산. 글로벌 K-pop 팬들이 하나 되는 축제 부산 원아시아 페스티벌. 한류 콘텐츠의 심장이 부산에서 뜁니다. The place where the Korean wave begins. A cultural hub blending tradition and innovation. 늘 새롭고 머물고 싶고 다시 찾고 싶은 도시 부산. Play, work, live, 부산. 이 캠페인은 부산의 관광 가치를 창조하는 글로벌 플랫폼 부산관광공사와 함께합니다.
부산의 축제 어디까지 즐겨보셨나요? 과거와 현재, 미래가 공존하는 항구도시 부산. 이곳 부산은 계절을 물들이는 다양한 축제로 늘 풍성합니다. 봄의 시작을 알리는 봄꽃 축제부터 부산의 여름을 만끽하는 바다축제, 전 세계 영화인들이 모이는 부산국제영화제와 새로운 시작의 해맞이 축제까지. 부산의 축제는 우리의 열정을 가득 담고 있습니다. 바쁜 일상은 잠시 뒤로하고 특별한 시간을 선물 받는 바로 이곳 부산에서 우리의 삶은 축제가 됩니다. 축제로 하나 되는 부산. 여러분은 어떤 축제를 기다리시나요? 이 캠페인은 대선공익재단과 BFM 부산영어방송이 함께합니다.
Want to be a friend of BFM 부산영어방송? You can chat with BFM through our Kakao Talk service. You can share your messages and photos through Kakao Talk, and you can easily become BFM's Kakao friend by searching BFM through the Find a Friend option. Come share and chat with us at BFM anytime, anywhere for free. Don't forget to add BFM 부산영어방송 to your Kakao friends list.
Man, I haven't got a chance. I call him.
The time is now 5 o'clock.
포열부산?
포열부산 아닙니까? 원래는 울산 사람이니까 포열부산 내리죠 이렇게.
포열부산.
포열부산.
할까요? 포열부산. 잠깐만요.
You're now listening to For Your Busan.
안녕하세요, 올리비아입니다. 오늘은 부산을 노래하는 가수를 만나보도록 하겠습니다. 안녕하세요.
네, 안녕하세요.
반갑습니다.
예.
대환영.
예.
와.
저는 조태준과 부산 그루브라는 밴드에서 부산을 노래하고 있는 조태준이라고 합니다. 반갑습니다. 예.
와. 스스로를 부산을 노래하는 가수다라고
네.
해주셨거든요.
네네.
왜 그렇게 소개를 하셨습니까?
하찌와 TJ라는 팀을 하면서 데뷔를 했어요. 그래서 서울에서 한 17년 정도 음악 생활을 했었거든요. 제가 세알려 보니까 그렇게 오래된 줄 몰랐는데 그렇게 오래됐더라고요. 어릴 때부터. 부산에서는 음악 생활을 좀 많이 못했었는데 좀 생활하면서 그런 생각을 좀 했어요. 서울에서 음악하는 사람들 중에 부산 사람들이 너무 많은 거야. 이럴 것 같으면 그냥 부산에서 이런 시인이 하나 있어도 너무 좋겠다 이런 생각을 어릴 때부터 많이 했었거든요. 지금은 좀 아는데 제 어릴 때만 해도 사실 진짜 없었었어요. 그래서 학교 밴드 막 친구들하고 하고 막 그랬었는데 LA는 LA 메탈이 있고 시카고 브루스가 있듯이 부산에도 뭐 이렇게 장르 하나 있어야 되는 거 알고 이 정도면 하다가 부산은 그래 흥이 많고 그루브가 있지 하면서 부산 그루브 이렇게 제가 지었거든요. 다가 2020년도에 제가 부산을 다시 내려왔거든요. 갑자기 옛날 그 생각이 나면서 부산에서 보러 놀러 온나 하는 부산 그루브라는 노래 그때 이제 만들어가지고 그때 처음으로 부산 와서 처음으로 그 노래를 발표했던 것 같아요.
아, 노래가 너무 좋아요.
아, 감사합니다.
부산의 상남자의 바이브가 그대로 담겨있는 노래예요.
네.
제가 들었던 그 노래 맞죠?
네, 맞아요.
부산 그루브.
부산 그루브. 네, 맞아요. 주변의 지역에서 음악하는 로컬 밴드들이나 로컬 뮤지션들이 보이거든요. 제주도에서도 음악하는 분들 되게 많고, 광주 뭐 이렇게, 전주 이런 데서도 음악하시는 분들 알고 서로 교류를 좀 하거든요. 일본도 마찬가지. 일본이나 뭐 대만, 하와이 뭐 이런 데도 그 지방에서 음악하는 로컬 뮤지션들이 있는데 로컬 뮤지션들의 그 색깔들이 딱 지역의 성이 묻어나거든요. 저는 이게 너무 좋아요, 요즘.
음악은 국경이 없네요.
아, 그렇죠. 없죠.
참 좋다.
어차피 도레미파솔라시도고.
그러니까요.
네.
참 좋다.
네.
음악으로 대화를 나눌 수 있잖아요.
맞아요. 부산 그루브는 LA에는 LA 메탈, 시카고에는 시카고 브루스, 홍대에는 크라잉넛. 그래가 부산에는 뭐라 하더라? 부산 그루브, 부산 그루브. 뭐 이런 것도 있고 서울에서 음악하는 사람들 중에 부산 사람들 진짜 많다. 서울에서 음악하는 부산 사람들 내 말 듣고 전부 아 맞다 카키다. 대구 마산 경북 다 합하면 이건 뭐 세알릴 수가 없는데 뭐 이런 가사거든요.
For your 부산, For your 부산 한번 해주시면 안 돼요?
For your 그루브, For your 부산 그루브 뭐 이렇게.
와 좋은데요. 와.
예.
좋다.
네. 우리 밴드 이름이 부산 그루브, 저 역시도 부산 그루브 이렇게 노래하고 있지만 관객분들하고도 그런 이야기 하거든요. 그러니까 예를 들어서 관객분들한테 갑자기 아무 말 안 하다가 됐나? 이렇게 하면 갑자기 됐다 하시거든요. 저는 이거 자체가 부산 그루브라 생각해요.
맞아요.
이런 흥이 있는 그게 다 우리가 가지고 있는 거라서. 네.
저는 대표님의 음악성에 놀란 게 어떤 부분이었냐면 부산 그루브, 부산 그루브. 어떻게 이 음을 생각했지? 그러니까 정박이 아니잖아요.
네.
부산 그루브,
부산
그루브 이렇게 되잖아요.
네.
우와 천재인가? 이렇게 생각했어요.
제가 이제 부산 사람이라서 이 사투리로 노래 만드는 거는 그냥 지금 이렇게 말하고 있는 것에도 성조가 있어서 음이 있거든요. 우리가 말할 때. 그러니까 이걸 따라가면 여기에다가 비트를 넣든 양념을 이렇게 치면 훨씬 쉬워요. 일단 부산 그루브. 부산 그루브. 이렇게 하면 되겠네. 뭐 이런 거라서 그 안에다가 그냥 비트를 넣으면 재밌게 만들 수 있어요.
기상송을 하나 일단 먼저 만들어주세요. 일나라 뭐하노? 학교 가야지. 일나라 뭐하노? 이게 점점 이제 고조가 되는 거죠. 5분만. 5분만. 엄마 5분만. 안 된다. 일나라. 일나라. 이렇게.
네.
상황별로 있잖아요. 근데 엄청 많이 스토리 많은데요.
완전 뱅크인데요. 아이디어 뱅크인데요. 네.
BFM 부산 영어방송 청취자분들에게 하고 싶은 이야기 남겨주세요.
네, 오늘 너무 반가웠고 영어 방송을 올 때마다 느끼는 거지만 영어 공부를 더 열심히 해야 되겠다 그런 생각을 하면서.
혹시 가장 좋아하는 영어 단어나 영어 표현이 있다면 뭘까요?
Peace.
네, 왜 피스를 좋아하세요?
저는 평화로운 게 좋아요. 러브 하면 막 뜨거운 사람도 있고 뭐 물론 러브가 최고죠. 러브 때문에 살고 있으니까. 근데 우리들이 전부 다 이렇게 어울려 있는 그런 분위기가 평화로웠으면 좋겠어요. 네, 바로 앞에 있는 수영찬처럼 수영찬 앞에서 걸으면 되게 평화로움을 느끼거든요.
거기 윤술도 진짜 예뻐요.
아 맞아요.
네.
Peace.
평화롭게.
네.
부산 그루브
For your 그루브. 부산 그루브 For your 그루브.
Love the energy for today's On the Mic. Thank you to Olivia for bringing it to us today. And the interviewee was Cho Tae-jun, who is a singer. And after 17 years of making music in Seoul since his debut, singer Cho Tae-jun returned to his hometown of Busan in 2020 to create a Busan groove, introducing himself as a singer who sings about Busan. He says that by interacting with local musicians and experiencing music from various countries, he truly appreciates the charm of music with a distinct regional colour. And he emphasises that the core of Busan Groove lies in the excitement and natural call and response that emerge when performing with the audience. And he believes that the Busan dialect, or the saturi itself, carries a rhythm, so just adding a beat to it naturally turns it into music. And he also shared that, with BFM listeners that peace is his favourite word in English and expressed his hope for everyone to live peacefully. I think that's really nice. I really admire his energy and his positive attitude as well. And this is why we have this segment, so that we can learn about the people who make up this fantastic city. All right, everyone. Well, the time is now 5:07 in the afternoon on a Thursday. I hope you're having a great day so far. We've got some messages coming in, which is always nice, about today's text topic. Just to remind you, the text topic is what one word comes to mind when you think of Busan? 부산 하면 생각나는 한 단어는 무엇인지 알려주세요. So it could be the sea, the summer, the beaches, the baseball, the refugees back in the day as well. Lots of things could come to your mind. We have some messages coming in. We have 0184번님 saying 부산 하면 For Your Busan 영어방송입니다. 지금도 잘 듣고 있습니다. 항상 감사합니다. That's very kind of you to say that 부산 영어방송 and For Your Busan makes you think of Busan. I guess because the word Busan is in both the radio station name and also in our show title as well. We're kind of brainwashing you into thinking that. And it's working, which is nice. 1191번님 says 부산하면 가장 먼저 생각나는 건 바다입니다. 다른 지방 사람들이 가장 부러워하는 것 같아요. 바다를 가까이서 볼 수 있다는 걸요. That's definitely true. You know, I don't want to say I feel sorry for, but I would not like to live in a city that is landlocked, which means I wouldn't like to live in a city that has no beach, a city that has no ocean surrounding it. Because just going to the ocean, even for 5 or 10 minutes, it gives you this kind of healing after a stressful week, and it just reminds you to reconnect with nature. And I know it sounds really cheesy, but it is true. It does work. We have Brandon and Aiden님, long time no see. Good to have you here. Welcome. Saying 부산은 정겨움, 정스러움. Yes, all of that Busan 정, right? I guess definitely feel that with my neighbor. She's a lovely lady, lovely 할머니 who's so sweet. She's always taking care, like wondering if we're eating well, which I'm very thankful for. Crystal Shimnim as well, welcome to the show. Good to have you here. Saying 갈매기, 뭔가 어릴 때부터 세뇌당해서 그런가 이 부산 갈매기가 제일 먼저 떠오르네요. 부기도 갈매기죠. Yeah, I mean you've been here since you were a kid, so I guess the seagulls will be stuck in your head as the representative of Busan. 최승님 also says 갈매기 부기 떠올라요. That's true, and there's songs about it as well, and that makes sense for sure. Juliet님 saying 부산하면 닉님이 생각나요. 야웃. That's, you know what? That's hilarious. But I'll take it. I'll take that. Thank you. 만학도영은 saying 저는 부산하면 밀면이 가장 먼저 생각납니다. There's such a variety of things. I honestly thought people would just say the ocean, but we've had people saying the ocean as well as many other things. Things that I didn't really even think of as well, which is fantastic. 수덕촌님 also said the Diamond Bridge, which is definitely one thing in the Gwangali beach area that people might think about. Okay. Keep sending your messages in to pound 9050, sharp 9050, to cost you 101, or a KakaoTalk message. 고수님 just said now, 부산하면 생각나는 한 단어는요, 낭만이에요. 산과 바다, 그리고 도시에서 주는 낭만이 있죠. 그래서 저는 부산을 못 벗어나는 것 같아요. I definitely feel you. I definitely have that kind of vibe. You know, I've been here for 11-ish years, and you know, when you stay somewhere for a long time, you kind of want to leave, right? And there are times when like, oh, it'd be cool to live in this place or this place, but I don't think, at least not yet, I can't bring myself to leave because, you know, the city offers so much and it's been such a great home. You know, I guess it's just itchy feet, which happens. But realistically, yeah, there's no place like Busan, I think. Send your messages to pound 9050, sharp 9050, to cost you 101, a KakaoTalk message or a YouTube live comment. Now, coming up next, we do have Quiz Master, a chance for you to win some prizes. Before that, though, we have a request song from 1191번님. This is 출발 by 김동률.
그곳에서 누구를 만날 수가 있을지 아주 높이까지 오르고 싶어 얼마나 더 먼 곳을 바라볼 수 있을지 작은 물병 하나 먼지 낀 카메라 이어진 길을 천천히 걸어가네. 멍하니 앉아서 쉬기도 하고 가끔 길을 잃어도 서두르지 않는 법 언젠가는 나도 알게 되겠지. 이 길이 곧 나에게 가르쳐 줄 테니까. 촉촉한 땅바닥 앞서간 발자국 처음 보는 하늘 그래도 난 익은 길 언덕을 넘어 숲길을 헤치고 가벼운 발걸음 닿는 대로 끝없이 이어진 길을 천천히 걸어가네. 새로운 풍경에 가슴이 뛰고 별것 아닌 일에도 호들갑을 떨면서 나는 걸어가네. 휘파람 불며 때로는 넘어져도 내 길을 걸어가네. 작은 물병 하나 먼지 낀 카메라 때 묻은 지도 가방 안에 넣고서 언덕을 넘어 숲길을 헤치고 가벼운 발걸음 닿는 대로 끝없이 이어진 길을 천천히 걸어가. 내가 잘하고 정든 이 거리를 난 가끔 그리워하겠지만 이렇게 나는 떠나네. 더 넓은 세상으로.
Welcome back, everybody, to For Your Busan. It is 5:15 in the afternoon on a Thursday. Thursday's great. Tomorrow is Friday. The weather's good. I'm pretending that monsoon season is not coming, so that's why I'm still happy. I'm feigning myself into false happiness, but still. I hope you're all doing well. We've got some messages coming in. Let's have a look here. We have Brandon and Aiden Nim. It might be a poem because it's in brackets, but I'm not sure. Saying 부산하면 바다 냄새와 함께 흘러나오는 제재 선율 그리고 부산의 바다를 따라 퍼지는 부산영어방송 포유 네게 따뜻한 목소리가 떠올라요. I guess you made that poem just now. Brandon and Aiden Nim. That's beautiful. Thank you very much for sending that. I thought it was a legit poem because you put the quote, the 큰 따옴표 there, and I thought it was from somewhere. But I think you made that. That's very nice. Thank you. Also saying as an international city, Busan has English talk shows and local news with many foreigners, giving it a global feel. There's a reason why it was called Dynamic Busan. That's definitely true. Good analysis, I think, Brandon and Aiden. We also had Soinim saying, Hi Nick, 엄청 더워요. 완전 여름이네요. For sure. You know, if it's hot in Busan, which it is, it's got to be even hotter in Seoul, because I know the capital city has more extreme temperatures. Stay cool, my friend. Have a fan, put lots of sun cream on, wear hats and all of that stuff. Okay, well, it is time for Quizmaster, and this is your opportunity to potentially win a prize. Okay, and today's Thursday, which can only mean one thing. It is time for Busan dialect. Busan has its own unique dialect, and this sometimes plays an important role in movies or dramas, even in relationships between people. So today we are going to have the time to talk about this attractive Busan dialect. Everyone, summer is coming. Summer is here. Can you smell it? Can you smell the humidity? Sometimes there are good smells. If you get too close to people, maybe not so good smells in the summer. 근데 날씨가 많이 더워졌습니다. It's getting hotter and hotter. Now, what do you say in this hot weather? In English, you can say several things. It is boiling. It's scorching. It's steaming. It's so hot. You know, there are many more creative ways to say it's very hot, right? 날씨가 많이 덥네. 날씨가 더워서 정신을 차릴 수가 없어. 이 말을 부산 사투리로 어떻게 이야기할 수 있을까요? 여러분의 재치 있는 부산 사투리 보내주시면 됩니다. Send your answers to #9050, 샵 9050, cost you 101, or a KakaoTalk message. How would you say 날씨가 많이 덥다 in 부산 사투리? It's very hot. Send me your creative and witty responses and you could win a prize. #9050, 샵 9050, cost you 101, KakaoTalk message or a YouTube live comment. We'll be back to read some of your suggestions and your creative saturis after this song break. We're going to listen to Hot Summer by FX.
도저히 이렇게도 안 되겠어
Welcome back, everyone, to For Your Busan. We just listened to Hot Summer by FX, and I agree with Jin Lee-님 saying 이 노래 들으니 벌써 덥네요. Yeah, it's just enforcing it that it is a hot summer. Thank you for reminding me, FX. Okay, well, we're in the middle of our Quizmaster segment where I have asked you to tell me a 사투리 version of It is very hot. 날씨가 많이 덥다. 사투리로 번역해 달라고 했습니다. So, we've got some creative answers coming in. Let me have a little looky-loo. 로레이시님 saying 이번 퀴즈는 객관식 없나요? 없어요, 로레이시님. Use your creativity if you can. 소희님 saying 더워 못 살겠다 이거. Okay, well that's good. That's very good, 소희님. From Seoul, thank you for your attempt. I think it's good. 못 살겠다 이거. All right, let's have a look here. Any more? We have 김님, welcome to the show. Say, 으이그 더블에 쩔쩔 끓는데 끓어. I can feel the sweat and the heat from that. I guess 더블에 means hot, right? 더블에는 덥다라는 뜻인가 봐요. We have 조현철님 also say, 으이그 더블에 더 죽겠다. It's really difficult. 최희숙님 saying, 와 이래 덥노? 손가락 하나 까딱하기도 싫다. I need to really improve on this. We have 3865님 say, 에그 더버라. I don't think I can say that, right? 3865님. 읽으면 안 되는 거죠? I think the end part of that. Yeah, right. 안 읽는 게 낫겠죠? Yeah. Thank you for your message, 3865님. But I know that I shouldn't say that word. So there you go. All right. 소님 saying 충청도 사투리는 응용편이 많던데 부산 사투리도 연구 좀 해봐야겠네요. Alright, any more? Keep sending them to me to #9050 샵 9010 주거쇼 101 or a KakaoTalk message. Someone saying why 이래 찐어 오늘? I like that. Why is it so steamy today? Actually, in English, if you say steamy, it means romantic. So you got to be careful. Like it's a steaming day. 오늘은 엄청 덥다라는 뜻인데. steam이라고 하면 좀 낭만적이고 좀 섹시하고 그런 뜻이 있거든요. So you need to be careful. Like that couple is very steamy. Hey, you know what I mean? They're creating steam. There you go. Creating steam. You know what I mean, Ang PD, don't you? Yeah. Sorry, I shouldn't be talking about this on air. 로레이시님 saying 조심스레. 와 이래 찐으로. Okay. 올라타 봅니다. What? Wait. 와 이래 찐으로 올라타 봅니다. What does that mean? why did Gino? What's the 로? 왜 로? Sorry, okay. All right then. There you go. You should put in quotation marks so I know where it's ending, Relation. There you go. That's the one you're putting on. Keep sending your messages to #9050 샵 9010 주거쇼 101 카카오톡 메시지 YouTube live comment. 날씨가 많이 덥다. 여러분의 재치 있는 부산 사투리 많이 보내주세요. We're going to take a song break and then we'll be right back. This is Something Just Like This by the Chainsmokers and Coldplay.
Of old, the legends and the myths, Achilles and his gold, Hercules and his gifts, and Spider-Man's control, and Batman with his fist. And clearly I don't see myself upon that list. But she said, where'd you wanna go? How much you wanna risk? I'm not looking for somebody with some superhuman gifts, some superhero, some fairy tale bliss. Just something I can turn to, somebody I can kiss. I want something just like this. Oh, I want something just like this. testaments they told, the moon and its eclipse, and Superman unrolls a suit before he lived. But I'm not the kind of person that it fits. She said, where'd you wanna go? How much you wanna risk? I'm not looking for somebody with some superhuman gifts, some superhero, some fairy tale bliss. Just something I can turn to, somebody I can miss. I want something just like this. Where'd you wanna go? How much you wanna risk? I'm not looking for somebody with some superhuman gifts, some superhero, some fairy tale bliss. Just something I can turn to, somebody I can kiss. I want something just like this.
Just listened to Something Just Like This by the Chainsmokers and Coldplay. 소희님 saying Coldplay 음악은 언제 들어도 분위기가 업되는 느낌이네요. Yeah, Chris Martin has a very positive voice. He always sounds like he's in a good mood, which is great. Yeah, Coldplay are a great band. We also had Raration님, because we're in the middle of our 사투리 quiz right now. Raration님 says 포열부산 시청하면서 영어보다 부산 사투리가 더 많이 늘었습니다. Every Thursday, definitely your 부산 사투리 will get... Well, it's not going to get that good with me because I butcher the 사투리 accent, but still, I learn a lot of new expressions, which is very interesting. Let's have a look at some more. We have Clean and Cleanim saying 햇빛에 마 버터 오징어 되어 붙다. Hi all. Hello, Clean and Cleanim. Thank you for that. Yeah, in this sunlight we are becoming like buttered squid. For sure. I do feel like that sometimes. I like that feeling, to be honest. We have Kim Nim saying 왔다 와 이래 덥노 숨이 턱턱 막히네. That's good. I like that. Thank you for your suggestion. 최희숙님 also coming with 아이고 무시라 더워 죽겠네. 뽐님 saying 오늘 그러네. Oh wait, there's more. I need to click on it. Ah, there we go. 너무 더워서 불 앞에 있기 싫네. 이 밥하기 싫다 외식하자는 뜻입니다. Sorry, that's not 사투리. 밥하기 싫다 외식하자는 뜻이라고 하셨어요. Thank you very much. That's good information. Very good information. All right. Now we did we had one from 4887번님, but I can't read that. It's very, very rude. 4887번님. Come on. But they did say 방송이 안 될 것 같아요. 맞아요. 방송이 안 될 거예요. But I like it. It made me laugh. So thank you for that. Anyway, all right, there's a lot of different ones coming in. We are going to... There's no answer. There's no correct answer. So we're just going to choose a winner, I guess. Right, yeah. Is there... Yeah, there's no answer. All right, our writer has chosen, 홍 작가님 has chosen the recipient of the coffee coupon. And that is going to... 버터 오징어님. clean님께 드리겠습니다. Congratulations, Butter Squid, clean님. You win today's coffee. I hope you cool off and enjoy this refreshing coffee, my friend. Thank you very much. You've earned it. And thank you, everyone, for sending me your creative 사투리s as well. It is getting hot, so I'm sure as I'm walking around, I will hear a lot of people using some of these expressions, which is great. There you go. All right. Anyway, the time is now 5:33 in the afternoon. Coming up next, we do have Modern Family in Busan with Matthew. Don't go anywhere.
Tune in to For Your Busan, featuring local news, events, and interviews with people in the community. Airing from 4:05 to 6 p.m.
Welcome back, everybody, to For Your Busan. It is 5:33 in the afternoon. Joining me is our resident family guy. How are you doing, Matthew?
Good. How about you?
I'm doing
well.
well.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah. Are you having a good week?
Pretty good. We're around final exams.
Oh.
So there's a lot of stuff to do.
Yeah.
So I'm a bit busy.
And
we're buying a new car. Which
exciting.
Well, it's a used car.
Yeah, it's exciting.
But it's almost new.
That's exciting.
But that's a process too, so.
They say buying a new car is not the best financial decision because as soon as you leave the garage, it drops significantly in value.
Right. So we're buying an almost new used car.
Okay.
Which might be the better decision.
Is it centered around because you have a family of 3 kids? Is it meant like a bigger car or?
It's pretty big. SUV.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Not
Nice.
a van.
Not a van.
SUV.
Okay. Yeah.
Too big in Busan is not good. You can't park.
And especially if you go into some of the 골목길s, right? You
Exactly.
can't get to a lot of
It's
places.
terrible.
You know, I was going to say I really like your shirt. It reminds me of an American 70s sitcom. I don't know what it is. It's the color and the style of the shirt.
The Brady Bunch?
Maybe. But you look like
Brady
you're.
Bunch.
I guess it could be that.
It could be that,
Just very
okay.
stereotypical US
mustard
70s. I feel like there'd be like some kind of muscle car outside of your house.
Yeah.
You know, hey, get your hands off my car, Vinny, or something like
Right.
that. Anyway, looking good. I want to ask you today's text topic, which is if you hear the word Busan, what is the first word that comes to mind?
If I hear the word Busan, what's
Yeah.
the first word that comes to mind?
Yeah. So if I say Busan, what's the first representative thought in your head?
Seafood.
Seafood. That's a first. Yeah. Okay. Any particular seafood?
Probably not. Actually, my favorite food is yanggopchang. But when I think of Busan, popped into my head seafood.
Right.
The thing is, if you ask me tomorrow, I might answer differently.
Okay.
Because, just what's the first thing?
Are you hungry by chance right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe.
And I was thinking of the sea and then seafood. Plus,
Yeah.
Busan's got great seafood.
It does.
I love ojingo. Right?
Ojingo.
Jukumi.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love
okay.
Busan seafood.
Okay then, that's good. Yeah, I don't think we had anyone say the seafood. Lots of people said like 돼지국밥 and 밀면, but yeah, the seafood is quite synonymous with Busan, I think. Yeah. Great stuff. Okay, now you are here for Modern Family in Busan, where we talk about multicultural life as an American dad and. I'm doing a lot of cartoon references, it seems. An American dad in Korea, and sharing your life and perspective on things.
Yep. So today's topic's going to be a bit more serious than usual.
Okay.
Because I have 3 children.
Yes.
But on this program, I mostly talk about my second son and my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter's the youngest. Mm-hmm. And the reason I don't talk about my first son as much is because he's autistic.
Okay.
Autistic, that's 자폐증.
Okay.
So his experience is very different from a lot of normal children.
Right.
Right? But today I thought we could focus on him and what it's been like raising a child with a disability in Korea.
Okay, so I first of all, I appreciate you being willing to talk about this, and I think this is a topic that will be really appreciated by a lot of people to hear about.
Yeah, it's becoming more relevant these days. More people know about it.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, before I start, what do you know about autism?
Now, if you'd have asked me maybe 2 years ago, I would have a much more limited answer.
Okay.
These days, because on a lot of streaming services, shows about people on the spectrum have surfaced,
Right.
And they've made it much more popular. I won't say popular, but more popularly known.
Right.
Even in Korea, there was the representation of the lawyer who played someone with autism.
Oh, right.
That
I
was a
saw that. She
huge
talked
hit.
really fast, right?
Yeah. There is also a very popular international show called Love on the Spectrum, which I think is phenomenal. It just follows their lives and the struggles they go through to find love. And I couldn't define it, but I would say it's a social... people with more social difficulties is one aspect of it.
Yeah.
They find it difficult to connect with people or gauge the social situation they're in.
Yeah, that's part of it.
Yeah. How would you go for it?
Well, so I'm going to get to that. Can I start with my son's story?
Please tell us.
Okay, so when my son was born, his esophagus and his trachea, 그 식도와 기관, they were connected by a growth.
Okay.
So he had surgery when he was only a few days old.
Oh.
And then he only has one lung. So 자폐 한 개만. No. So 폐 한 개만. 폐 한 개만. So his heart moved to the right.
Okay.
So his heart is not corrected properly.
Okay.
So when he was little, he would get a cold and it would get really bad really quickly. So he was hospitalized a bunch of times.
Okay.
And then when he was around 18 months old, he kind of stopped talking. He got very quiet. And he started to become really focused on things like elevators and sound books. Do you know what a sound book is?
Do you press it and the sound comes out?
Yeah, and he would like push the button over and over and over again. So then around then we realized he had autism. And then when he was 2 years old, he got his autism diagnosis.
Okay. I don't know if you know, would you say the physical medical complications played any role in this, or is it unknown?
So that's interesting because no one really knows where autism comes from.
Okay.
However, children with these kinds of problems when they're young are much more likely to be autistic.
Okay.
So I don't know, but I think the answer is definitely yes, there's a connection.
Okay.
So for people who don't know, these days autism is called ASD, which is the autism spectrum disorder.
Okay.
그 자폐 스펙트럼 장애.
All right.
So the spectrum, it means that people with autism, they're all very unique, right? So they can be very different from each other. And a lot of people these days that we see on like movies and stuff, they're high functioning.
Yeah.
So that means they can speak fine, they can get a job, they can get married, but they have like those autistic qualities that you talked about. So like they have a hard time like reading other people's faces. Or like humor is really hard for autistic people.
I guess in a way on media it is, especially with the fictional dramas, it's romanticized in a way where, you know, they obviously have a lot of difficulty communicating, but then they're geniuses in a certain field, like the good doctor. Where he's,
right,
you know,
or like the lawyer in that
lawyer.
show you mentioned. Like she's kind of a genius.
It's Woo Byung-woo, right? The doctor, yeah. Woo Young-woo, sorry.
Yeah, but she's like super smart in that show, right? Right. So, I mean, I have a bit of an issue with this because that's kind of the face of autism these days, that kind of high-functioning autism. On the other hand, about like 25 to 30% of people are low-functioning autistic.
Okay.
So that means they have a really hard time speaking. They have a really hard time like putting their clothes on properly. So like, you know, the pockets are backwards. Cooking and cleaning and personal hygiene are all really difficult.
Yeah.
So they can't get a job later. So they can't really be independent in their life. And my son is low functioning autism, not high functioning.
All right then.
So it's quite a challenge. So he has a very hard time speaking. He has a really hard time controlling his emotions. So one thing that I run into here is my son will get really upset in public. And, you know, maybe if we're on the bus and people look at us and because they don't know he's autistic, because you can't see autistic people.
Right.
They'll think, this father, why isn't he not disciplining his son? Oh, this kid is behaving terribly. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you can't explain to everybody. So that's one thing I really struggle with.
It has got to be a stressful situation. And, I'd be lying if I said I didn't see an unruly child somewhere on the subway or on an airplane and think, oh, come on, the parents have got to control them, right? But you don't really know what they're going through in that case.
So I would say to people, it's possible they're not controlling them, but it's also possible there's other issues at work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We have 소희님 saying 저도 요즘 관심 있게 읽고 있는 분야라서 정보 감사합니다. So they're very interested and they're reading about this right now. So they're grateful for the information right here. A relation in mentioning the movie Rain Man, actually, which is a very
that's
very
when
famous movie.
autism like really first came into public knowledge.
Right. Yeah,
And-
it was well described in that. So
Yeah. And interestingly, that character was like a mix of low and high functioning autism. Because he was a genius, but he was not independent.
Right. Yeah.
So that's why it's a spectrum, because everybody's different.
Now, you're the father of 3 kids.
3 kids, yeah.
2 of them are not on the spectrum.
No, they're not.
So I guess your parenting styles do have to switch quite a lot when you're with all of you together as well, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And the really hard part is, and my other 2 kids are kind of learning, but unfortunately there's different rules, right? So what Ian's my first son, what he can do sometimes is okay, but you guys can't do this.
Okay.
Right? Because we have to make exceptions for him.
Yeah.
And they're slowly learning that, but yeah, that's difficult because you have like double standard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I guess they're very young still. They're the other children, so it would take a bit of time to realize that, why can't I do that? Or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
And then sometimes they'll get embarrassed,
Okay.
right? When he's doing things in public.
Yeah.
And they kind of try to hide.
Yeah.
But yes, but it's difficult for them too.
For sure.
But he's the older brother, so they've known it their whole life, which
Yeah.
is good, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a norm for them. Now, I see you wanted to talk up something about autism therapy.
Yes.
Right.
So one really good thing in Busan is that in the last 15 years, services for autistic children have gotten much, much better.
Okay.
So like 20 years ago, if you had autistic child in Busan, there wasn't much for them. Probably had to go to Seoul, right? But I'll give you an example. My wife is a speech therapist, 언어치료사. So when I met her, she worked with mostly older people. But then because of my son, she changed her focus, and now she works with children similar to my son with their speech issues. And when she opened her business, people came from Daegu, from Ulsan, from Changwon. People came from all over southeastern Korea because there weren't many services. Now, for her business, it's not great, but these days she has a lot more competition.
It's a double-edged sword, isn't it?
Well, I mean, for her personally, it's not great, but for the whole
industry is fantastic.
country,
Yeah.
well, the children's health, it is good. So, I mean, these days we go to a lot of therapies. There's speech therapy, 언어치료, sensory integration therapy, 감각 통합 치료, cognitive therapy, 인지치료, group therapy. There's all these different therapies. So for autistic kids in Busan, the situation's much better today than it was 20 years ago.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Do you feel that help personally in your family? The amount of services and the amount of help available right now, has it made a huge impact over the course of your son's life till now?
Yeah. The most important thing, though, and this is difficult, is finding the right therapist. Right, 좋은 치료사 꼭 찾아야 돼요.
Yeah.
So his best one, she unfortunately, well, good for her, but she got pregnant.
Yeah.
And she had a kid, so she kind of quit her job to
Okay.
take care of her kid.
Yeah.
But she was so good. And, you know, good for her. She had her baby. But for us, it was like, oh, no.
Yeah.
Right? So finding the right teacher is really, really important.
I guess they're going to be long-term, if possible, with your son, so they build a connection of some kind.
Yeah. And they know what he wants, and they can learn to understand him. Yeah. But it's interesting because I think because I go to all these therapies, so I see how many kids there are.
Yeah.
And because you can't see their disability with their face, they look normal. I don't think a lot of people know how many autistic kids there actually are out there.
And because it is a spectrum, like you said, there are so many different levels, high functioning, low functioning, and everywhere in between, where maybe even in a social situation, you might not notice it.
Right.
So it would be almost impossible to notice everyone with a degree of autism, I think.
Right. Especially the ones that are more high functioning.
Yes.
Because they might just seem like they're a little strange. You know what I mean?
For sure.
But the one thing I wanted to talk about is my son's school.
Does he go to public school?
Yes. So there are special education schools, like especially for kids with disabilities, right? 특수 학교. But he goes to a regular school, but he goes to the special education class, the
Okay.
특수반.
Yeah.
So for English, art, music, kind of more active subjects, he's with the regular kids. And then for like Korean, math, and social studies, like it's more language, it's more intellectual. Then he goes to the special needs classroom.
I think that's
so it's
great.
like half and half.
It's great that they have those options within the school, though, so that, you know, for certain classes where he's able to be with the other kids, it's there, and then the option to go for more focused teaching is there for him as well.
Yeah, and every morning there's a special needs assistant who comes and like takes care of him. So he also has a one-on-one helper.
Okay.
And again, like I said, 20 years ago, that probably didn't exist.
Yeah.
Right. So the public education is also better, as well as the therapy being better.
I don't want to even imagine what it might have been like 20 or 30 years ago when maybe diagnosing someone with autism was a lot more difficult, and they might have just been put in all of the classes with the students without autism and then just been determined to have bad behavior because they had bad behavior.
Exactly. Yeah. But I mean, also I'm thankful for the other kids, because these days at schools they have a lot of like disability awareness. 그 장애인 그런 거 많이 있어요. So the other kids, I think they really get educated about kids like my son.
Yeah.
So the other kids, they always say hello, and I think they've been taught to do that.
Yep.
One day the assistant was late, so this other boy came up. He's like, "Oh, I'll take you into school. 이한 반학 친구이니까 우리 같이 갈게요." Right. So the kids at his school are really nice and they're really understanding. I'm kind of impressed because they're pretty young.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the school does a good job of educating kids these days about kids with disabilities.
I think that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I used to teach in 어린이집, right?
Okay.
And this was in 2018, 2019. But even from then, the kids were learning about a lot of social situations from a very young age. And we were learning about disabilities, and people come from all walks of life.
Right.
And I can tell they're growing up to be very respectful. They're being educated to be accommodating for everyone they meet, I think, as they get older. We had a message from Soinim saying, 지금 역사 강사로 엄청난 활동하시는 분 계신데요. 어렸을 적 자폐 판정 받으셨다고 하셨어요. 충분히 극복할 수 있다고 용기 주셨거든요. 응원합니다. So right now, from a history lecturer, who used to do a lot of history lecturing, when they were young, they were diagnosed with autism, but now they gave the courage to be able to get over it now, or not get over it, but to overcome it and to live a good life. So, 응원합니다라고 하셨어요. So they're supporting. Thank you very much for that, Soinem. So I'm personally wondering, when it comes to things like friends, does your son, obviously it'll be more difficult to make friends, but does he have a friend circle of some kind?
No, not really.
Okay.
Because, I mean, that's one of the things with autism. They're just not as interested in other people.
Okay.
So like I said, the other kids a lot of times say hi to him. Mostly he doesn't respond.
Yeah.
So like actually the definition of autism means like self-focused. You know, like an automatic door opens by itself.
Yeah.
So autism, right? They're just not that interested in other people.
And I think if they're happy with not having a lot of friends, then that's great, whatever they're comfortable with.
Yeah.
In that situation, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So like my second son, when he was younger, he used to always try to play with my first son, but he never got a response, and he would get very frustrated.
Okay.
So no, it's difficult for him to make friends.
Okay.
Yeah,
I can
unfortunately.
understand that. From a personal question, how do you see the future being in terms of his growth as he goes into adulthood? Is this something that you're constantly planning for? Is it something that you know there's a lot of support structure, so it's not going to be too bad? Or what's your assessment of the future, really?
Well, it's difficult because, like I said, low-functioning autistic people, they can't like get a job. They can't live independently.
Yeah.
So I think we'll try to just, we'll live together and just keep him occupied, keep him doing things that he likes so he has a meaningful life.
Yeah.
And, try to keep improving, but I don't know. I don't have any big, glorious, long-term goal, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's more, and I think this is important, one step at a time. Like, so every small achievement is a big success.
That's
you know
fantastic.
what I mean?
Yeah, I like to hear that. That's really awesome. Matthew, it's been really inspirational hearing your story. Thank you for opening up as well with your family. You know, it sounds like a wonderful family anyway. You know, lots of character, lots of color. We had Rarationim saying 자폐에 대한 인식이 넓어졌으면 좋겠습니다. You know, he's wishing that autism awareness, you know, broadened more.
Right. So if any of the listeners know someone with autism, I hope you treat them well and help them on their way.
There you go. Yeah. We've had a great inspiration from Matthew here. Thanks so much for opening up. Really fascinating, and I think it's educated, myself included, a lot of people. So thanks, mate.
All right. Have a good week, everybody.
All right. Have a good one. All right, everyone, the time is now 5:52 in the afternoon. We've come to the end of Thursday. Join me tomorrow for Friday's episode as we welcome in the weekend. In the meantime, this show was produced by Chung Yuna, written by Hong Young-hwa. I've been your host, Nick, and our final song is going to be Everlasting Sunset by Juniel. Have a wonderful evening.
너울진 길을 한참 바라보며 그리운 시간 속에 따뜻한 네가 내게 다가와 닿을 듯하다 사라져가 흐려진 시간 짙어진 눈물과 떨어져 내리는 나뭇잎들 사이로 아득하게 넌 더 멀어져가 바보처럼 난 보고만 서 있어 그때 만약에 난 그 손을 놓치지 않았다면